cannot believe we are getting so close to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood this Friday. And this week, I promised y'all a Quentin Tarantino movie week of reviews. And here I am talking about Kill Bill Volume 1, and I am very excited to talk about this movie with you guys. Kill Bill, or Kill Bill Volume 1, is a 2003 action film written and directed by Quentin Tarantino, and it stars Uma Thurman as the bride. And in this movie, the bride is betrayed by her supposed husband named Bill. He sent out a group of these assassins to kill her on her wedding day, and after being in a coma for about 4 years, she decides to wake up and vow revenge on those people that tried to kill her on that specific day. And as she goes on revenge, it is a very bloody nightmare. Things happen, tons of conflicts are right in front of her. She has to fight her way through, and there you have a simple revenge story and another fantastic movie by Quentin Tarantino that still holds up 16 years later. Kill Bill Volume 1 is Quentin Tarantino at his best, and that is really saying something. 9 years after Pulp Fiction, or 6 years after Jackie Brown back in 1997, in 2003, people were just blown away by how fantastic Kill Bill was in terms of its art, its cinematography, its stunt work, its acting, its writing, the storyline. Almost everything about this movie works, and what I love about Kill Bill Volume 1 is that this is another great Quentin Tarantino movie before others like Inglourious Basterds, Django Unchained, The Hateful Eight, and seeing Kill Bill Volume 1 on the big screen was probably a big deal at that time. The thing I really love about Kill Bill Volume 1 is that this movie is so original and creative that I cannot believe that it's basically two genres. It's a spaghetti western, and it's also an anime film, because this movie uses a lot of material from westerns. It has a lot of western elements added to its story and characters. It has a lot of Japanese influences into especially its art, looking like an anime cartoon, or to its costume design, especially since this movie was shot in Japan. And seeing those type of two genres mix into this movie just really wows me. It's just so cool about how Quentin Tarantino came up with these ideas and mixing them into this one film. And that is really saying something. I can go on and on praising the ideas that Kill Bill has. And I gotta get to Uma Thurman. She nails the role of the bride. To be quite honest with y'all, the bride has to be one of my favorite female characters ever written in film. Because this is a woman who is very relatable. She has her own struggles. You know, she has a good heart even though the world is against her. She tries her best to fight for what is right despite having to be in the bloodshed. But the thing is, what I love about the bride is that, you know, she is a human. She gets hurt. And when you see her having those type of struggles, you really want to root for her even more, because she's such a likable character. She's someone that wants to find her way in the world, and she's always fighting for the ones that she loves, especially when you realize that there is someone that she really needs to see by the end of the film, and she's really, really going to fight her way through to save that person, and it's because of her love. And she's so relatable in those terms. I must also talk about the stunt work in this movie, because the stunt work is so epic and mind-blowing. And I love almost every single fight scene presented in Kill Bill, because you can tell with the amount of dedication and hard work that these actors and stunt people had to put into this film. It's just really mind-blowing, and I really appreciate the amount of hard work and effort that they put. Almost every single fight scene is very stylized. You can tell that these fights were choreographed very well. They had to get the moves right. Until this day, I love the scene where the bride has to fight the crazy 88s. It's one of the most epic fight scenes I've ever seen in cinema history, because in that film the fight just goes on and on and on, and you can see with the amount of hard work and dedication that the stunt team and Uma Thurman had to put in that scene, it's just whoa. And seeing Uma Thurman fight off like 88 of these enemies, just, you really feel for her, because you really want her to survive. And once she gets to the final person, there's a lot of humor put into it, but still to this day, I love The Bride versus the Crazy 88s, hands down. It's awesome. What? What also Tarantino did very well with Kill Bill Volume 1 is fleshing out each and every character, because each and every character is fleshed out perfectly. There are so many characters to keep up with, whether it's the protagonist or antagonist, and Tarantino does a tremendous job of fleshing out each and every character, giving us the background. And instead of just showing us, like, instead of the bride just narrating, like, okay, this is the bad guy, he came from this, he does it through animation from time to time, and he does it through flashbacks, and these are very quick flashbacks where you get to the point where, like, okay, we understand this character, we understand that character, and each and every character does not feel wasted. Each of them have a purpose, and with these characters being juggled around and being balanced perfectly between story, plot, exposition, it's just awesome the way how Tarantino handled it. With the amount of characters in this movie, it kind of reminded me of Into the Spider-Verse, where all the Spider-Man characters were introduced to us from the alternate Spider-Man universes, and you got to understand their background. It's just really cool about how this movie and that movie both had so many characters and were able to juggle them together. It's just awesome. This is a very well-made movie. This is a very well-shot movie. This is very well acted, very well choreographed, very well edited, very well structured from Act 1 to Act 3, and it does make use of the revenge aspect of the film. And I could go on and on praising Kill Bill Volume 1, because Kill Bill Volume 1 is just fantastic. It's tons of fun, there's tons of action, and I highly recommend it to a lot of people. I cannot recommend this movie to younger audiences, because this is a very brutal film, especially for the fact that it is by Quentin Tarantino, and most of his all of his movies are not recommended for younger audiences. But I do believe that older audiences can really appreciate filmmaking from this movie. So therefore, I have to give Kill Bill Volume 1 a 10 out of 10. And as always, thank you so much for watching, guys. Hit the subscribe button, and I will be sure to upload more Quentin Tarantino movie reviews, because I'm having a great time reviewing Tarantino movies, especially since Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is coming up. And please stay tuned, and thank you so much, guys.